Hey, welcome to PNW Enduro. First day out on the brand new 2024 KTM 250XCF 4-stroke. This is a little bit more of a technical ride than I would usually do for a first ride on a 4-stroke. But I wanted to get up into the Alpine today, so that's why I came to this spot. I'm going to hit some of the lower trails for a while and then head up top. So far the bike's been pretty good. I made a little bit of adjustments to the handlebars and a little bit of a lap around. Now I'm hitting the trails and I'm surprised at how well it pulls up the chunky climbs. Haven't stalled really much at all. So far so good. Liking it. Pretty technical stuff, just keeping momentum. The handling compared to my Sherco 4-stroke, this KTM is so much more precise. I just feel way more at one with the bike. The bike came set in the soft map, and first trail right away I put it into the hotter map. I think that's primarily what I'm going to be using on this bike. First couple trails, couple climbs, I was a little bit wondering about the power. I bought a 250 instead of a 350. But I actually like how you have to ride this bike a little harder. So I just stopped to make sure the GoPro was working properly. I've had an issue lately where the media mod is not connecting, so the audio suffers. Seems to be okay. And found a nice berry patch, taking advantage of the end of berry season here. These grow pretty good in the clear cuts. So the fan is working. It comes on at 185 Fahrenheit. You can change the setting on it, but I think I'll just leave it there. Seems fine. You can see it shuts down shortly after shutting the bike off. Haven't got this thing too hot yet. happy with how I did on that climb. A little more momentum, 2/3 of the way up, and I could have no dabbed it, but I was close. Pretty tough, steep, loose shale rock. Got one more similar climb coming up on this trail. See if I can hit that one a little bit harder. Well, I don't feel like it's lacking power. Just twist the throttle and it goes. Eventually I'll be comparing this back to back with the 350. Okay, I'm going to start making my way up and into the Alpine. Starting from the very bottom this time, I'm going to hit a couple trails that I missed last time I was here. Bike is definitely easier to ride in the technical stuff than I was expecting. Pleasantly surprised by that. A more small bore bike. You gotta be in the right gear a little bit more. I love this hill on 4-strokes. It's so much fun. Let's see how the 250 does. Getting into the Alpine, there's a fog rolling in, so I'm probably not going to get the big views today. stoked to clear that hill without stopping. It's really steep there for a bit. Okay, initial impressions on the new 4-stroke. First off, I really like the chassis. I was comfortable on the setup instantly. Just works well for me. It fits well. The suspension is really good. I would say it's the same as on my TE 300 Pro. I was worried this was going to be valve stiffer, but I don't think it is. Really happy with how the forks are soaking up the rocks and roots I was riding earlier today. The bike is more stall resistant, I think, than my 300 4-stroke, the Sherco, was. I have stalled a few times, but that's just from me riding 2-strokes only for the last month or so, and you know, riding a gear high, and just got to get used to the 4-stroke again, which is fine. It's totally user error on that one, but it's pretty stall resistant, which was a little bit of a factor in me going to 250 as well. It may be less stall resistant than a 350. I know a lot of guys get 350s and put recluses on them. I don't want to go that route, and after today I really feel like I don't need to. This bike it'll pull in low gears up the hills just nicely. It's much better in technical single track than I thought it was going to be. It's pretty easy to ride, so that's a benefit of the 250, I think. I did find the power maybe on the more open stuff for the roads. It was not quite what I was expecting, but I think being a 250, I just have to be more aware of what gear I'm in and gear down, get into the meat of the power. You can't exactly just pull anything in any gear like you can on a 450 or a 350. So the power is there. You just have to ride it properly. So it's a bit of an adjustment for me. I don't mind riding it hard. That's kind of what the 4-stroke's for. Most of the time I'm going to be riding faster stuff, but today more technical. The only thing I wasn't really a fan of was the fan coming on when the bike's off. I really wish that they just had these run off the ECU like the XCWs and TEs do, but it is what it is. It's not like the battery's dying or anything, but it is a concern when the bike's shut off and you hear the fan still running. See, what else do we got? The transmission feels great. The gearing, stock gearing, is fine. Generally, I don't change the stock gearing on any of the bikes, and when I do, I'm usually disappointed and go right back to stock. So this feels good for everything I rode today. First gear is low enough, but you can still actually ride in first gear. The VE33S is hooking up well. I found this bike gets really good traction on the hill climbs. There's a lot of loose shale down lower, and this thing tractors up a lot of stuff today. Did some climbs that I had struggled on last time here, and I did them a lot better, so I'm happy with that. That's about it for first impressions. I'm happy with the bike so far. Really comfortable on it. Lots of fun. I'll get into some more stuff in further reviews. I haven't done anything with traction control, any of that kind of stuff, so that'll be down the road once I get some more hours on this bike and get it more broken in. But so far, really fun bike. Oh, one more thing, the weight, it sure feels light to ride. It's definitely a benefit over the 350. Having it a little bit lighter and less rotating mass, this thing is really light feeling. Much lighter than my Sherco bikes were. It's slightly lighter than my 2-stroke Husky, actually, just barely half a pound. But yeah, it's for a 4-stroke, man, it's a light, nimble bike. It's awesome.